Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie. All right, cuties, I got to change this. I changed the wrong one. That's why this is members only. Let me change it. Come on in. Come on in. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie. With Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie. All right, cuties. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness, I am in such a better mood. Shout out to you, Teresa Wright, for just making that announcement in our members only live that Shedeur Sanders has finally, and I still got a problem with it, been selected for the NFL. So he'll be for the Cleveland Browns, and we'll discuss. It's a lot of politics that went on with this here situation. But let me say some hellos. If you have not hit the like button, please go ahead, hit that like button on your way in. Let me do something else. Shout out to the cutie mods in the building. Shout out to Linda Gamble. Linda Gamble said, cuties, do not mention any content creators in the chat. Thank you, Linda. I second that. Thank you so much. Shout out to Teresa Wright. Teresa is here. She's a cutie mod as well. Thank you so much, sis, for joining me. And Aunt Debbie, thank you as well. Give me one damn second, because I tell you guys this all the time. Every time I go live, these damn dogs cut up. Let me put them in the yard and close the door completely while I'm live. Give me one quick second. I'm over there. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna? But can't stand to see me walk out the door. Don't try to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking to together, cause we don't know how. All right, I'm back. You guys know they always do this ish to me. Yes, Beatrice, they do this every time. They don't like me going live. They that damn spoiled. But anyway, I was shouting out my mods. We have Linda Gamble, Teresa Wright, and my Aunt Debbie. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Amazing morning. I'm in a wonderful mood. The cutie crew, we have settled on our hotel for the cutie crew invades Vegas trip in September. And we gonna cuties. We're going to go ahead and vote for, we got time, but we're going to vote for our destination for next year. I think next year, let's go ahead and go on out the country. Okay. I would love for us to go to Jamaica, Bahamas. We'll talk about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, child. But shout out to the cutie crew. Okay. I see you guys are coming on in. Please hit the like button and happy Saturday to each and every one of you. These topics that we're going to discuss today, if anybody want to come up, let me know. Let me know. That's what it is. Let's be clear. They know this damn music. They know the damn music. Something ain't right. When I tell you these dogs sit here just as quiet. Just as quiet. And dog it. What the hell? What the helly? Hold on. They sit here just as quiet while I'm in this house. Not a peep. But as soon as they hear me say, "Hey, cuties," they like, "Oh shit, oh shit." Your cousin just left yesterday and went to Aruba. Yes, I'm gonna stick in a trip. I don't know if it'll be before the cutie crew or after. I don't know. I'm kind of scared with this nut case in the office. But when it comes to him, I'll go ahead and share this real quickly because my heart feels a whole lot better. I'm going to show you guys Shedeur's reaction. Let's see. Do I have it up here? I do. So speaking of this guy, the orange guy, look, a broken clock or a clock that is malfunctioning is right at least twice a day, right? Oh, you were in there you got family over there. I was going to say you was over there for 6 weeks. Oh my gosh. Where did I stay? I stayed at the Sandals before in Jamaica, but dog it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll have to go through my pictures. The Bahia, BAHIA resorts in Jamaica is absolutely amazing. So we'll talk about that. But anyway, as I was saying, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. And I had to give it to the orange guy, what he had to say yesterday when it comes to Shedeur Sanders not being selected in the first round. He's been selected now. So, But anyway, he had this to say yesterday. What is wrong with the NFL owners? Are they stupid? Deion Sanders was a great college football player. Shout out to the Shade Room, and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shedeur, his quarterback son, has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. Mariah Huck was over there, and she said, well, he right, though. The truth is the truth, no matter who tells it, and I absolutely agree. The Cleveland Browns has selected Shedeur Sanders. And yes, we're going to discuss all of this. We're going to discuss how I was Niecy. That confused me as well. What you mean streetwise, orange man? What you know about the streets, first of all, but why did you have to throw that in there when you were talking about Deion Sanders? But we'll get into that. In a bit. But let me stop sharing that. And we're going to go ahead and get into some things. Where do I want to start? Let's start with Britt. Let's start with Britt. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Britt Eady. You guys know Britt has been talked about, unfortunately, in a negative way since she popped up on the scene. And it's the audacity for me. It's Brittany Janae here. Hey, Jay. Hey. Hello to each and every one of you. I'm not looking at the chat. My apologies. I can't do both at once. But let's take a look at old Britt Eady back in the day before plastic surgery. Let's take a look and listen to what she had to say at that time. So this is a throwback video of Britt Eady. And take a look at what she got to say. She was clowning the girls even back then. Shout out to the girls are fighting. All right.
Got these huge asses, everybody got these crazy nose jobs, Botox, you name it. The way I feel is, if you're gonna get plastic surgery, just don't overdo it. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's getting it. People want to enhance their looks. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but it's just don't do too much. Like, if you're gonna get a huge fake ass, don't get as big of a fake ass. Just get a nice ass. Or if you're gonna get, Botox, don't do too much. There's a lot of people walking around that look crazy as fuck. So I'm just saying, just don't do too much. So plastic surgery is cool. Just don't over.
All right, I'm gonna pause. Twan. Hey sis, did you get my message, girl? Girl, when I tell you I was shocked. Let me know if you got my DM, Twan. Traces of Twan is here. If you guys are not following Twan, subscribe to Twan on YouTube. Make sure to go over there. I'm not going to say it in the live, Twan. Okay, you just responded back. Girl, I was so shocked when she said, let me get my mom's reaction. Child, I almost fell out of my dog off my couch. So we'll talk about it. Love you, sis. Thank you for joining me today. All right, I'm gonna play this Britt Eady again, but does she look different to you guys? Did you see the YouTube video? Did they show who pranked him, Brittany Janae? I'm gonna start your comments, sis, because when it comes to the phone number that was called, Deion, Shedeur's dad, had only given that number to GMs and coaches. So for anybody to prank him, somebody in upper management provided them with that phone number. We'll talk about it. That's definitely on my list. But put in the chat if you think that Britt looks different now. I see Miss Sugar Sweet said now she can barely breathe through her nose. Facts. So I'm gonna play it again. She looks different. I'm not trying to look because I'm strictly ickly, but the boobs are smaller, the nose is larger, and it looks like what she was talking about in this video. She went on to do that. Okay, Brittany and Janae, I'll check sis. Take a look again, guys.
Everybody got these big ass titties. Everybody got these huge asses. Everybody got these crazy nose jobs, Botox, you name it. The way I feel is, if you're gonna get plastic surgery, just don't overdo it. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's getting it. People want to enhance their looks. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but it's just don't do too much. Like, if you're gonna get a huge fake ass, don't get as big of a fake ass. Just get a nice ass. Or if you're gonna get Botox, don't do too much. There's a lot of people walking around that look crazy as fuck.
So yes, this is Britt. You guys get the drift. And yeah, Britt has had a whole lot of work done. And I don't know if it's makeup, guys. It may be me. She's much lighter now as well. So I ain't trying to say she bleaching or anything like that. Totally. Okay, so Twan is okay with putting it out there. Okay, let me finish this off first. I don't want to put it out there that she could be bleaching or whatever. She looks totally different. Younger as well, but obviously we can see the nose, we can see the Botox, we can see the fillers in the lips, we can see all of that. You know what I mean? She's absolutely a case study. All right. Let me stop sharing for a minute and tell you guys what happened. So last night after the No Cap show, I'm sitting and Somali knows this and a couple other people. I've always wanted to move out of the country. You know what I'm saying? So I follow a lot of expat channels or people that's moved. And Thailand was one of my choices, and still is if I ever go that route. Just amazing opportunities over there. Cost of living is much cheaper, and the amenities that you get in some of those buildings, amazing. So last night, and I was not subscribed, Twan's daughter just popped up on my timeline, and I had no idea. So I watched the video. The first video that I watched was her moving to Thailand. So I actually saw when she left the hotel. I saw the next day when she checked into her condo. I watched her while she went shopping, and she got a new mattress and everything to go with it and all of that. That was the first video. So, I instantly subscribed. I'm like, oh my goodness, she's beautiful, very personable. Twan got a big time YouTube daughter. Okay. She doing well over there. Over 100,000 subscribers. So I'm like, let me go look at some more. So when I finished that video, I said, yes, U.S. citizens are welcome over there. Yes, ma'am. So when I finished that video, I said, let me go watch another one. So I got out of that video. I went to our main page and I saw the title that said, surprising my parents with the news of moving to Thailand. I wanted to see the video. So I'm watching her at the airport, all of that. But before she even got to the part about her parents, I'm looking at the video and baby, about 10 minutes in, she said, let me tell my mom. And the mom is Twan. Twan pops up on the screen. I almost fainted. But so yes, I was so shocked to see that. Twan, you look gorgeous in that video, sis. Your family, your grandbabies, gorgeous. Your daughter is gorgeous. I watched that whole video when she went out to dinner with her friends and everything. I watched you dropping her back off at the airport. Twan, a little nervous child. Twan was like, now I gotta travel. I gotta take a 10-hour flight to somewhere and then another 15-hour flight. It was so beautiful to watch, Twan. So look, although YouTube is a huge space, it's a small world, because I would have never thought that I'm going to see Twan as the mom in this video. So Twan, if you would like, look, your daughter don't need the subscribers, but we can all use an extra subscriber. Feel free to grab the link to your daughter's channel, and you can drop it in the chat. I saw that, baby. Twan had to take a mental health day, child. Twan, I cackled when her daughter gave her the news and all of that. Twan took a mental health day at work. Do you hear me? She's like, no, my supervisor said to take it. And all it was, you guys are just a beautiful, beautiful family. So I don't have it on my YouTube, or I would grab the link, but feel free. And you guys make sure to go over there and subscribe. Beautiful, beautiful family, Twan. I watched the video of your grandbabies when she took them to the trampoline park and they ended up getting pizza. I watched it all. So she got a subscriber out of me, and she's gorgeous. Okay. Like I told you guys, she's a big YouTuber, and she does the collabs with Fashion Nova and Shein and all of that. All of that. I went and okay, we got to move on. But I even saw the video when she was talking about moving from Atlanta, selling her stuff, because she was going to be moving to Thailand. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm not sure if it was a condo in Atlanta. Beautifully furnished, all of that. She's my type of girl. Those are the type of young women, young ladies that I follow, Twan. So amazing. And yes, the key is me. You guys see the name of Twan's daughter's channel. Copy it down, put it in your search engine, go over there and support her. And shout out to you, Twan. I'll check with your DM. Check your DM once we're done. All right, 324 of you guys are here now. If you have not hit the like button, please go ahead, hit that like button. We're gonna stay on some Real Housewives of Atlanta topics real quickly. And look, It must have been the money. We talked about Deion's song. We played it in members only the other night. You already subscribed to her? Really? Did you? Well, do you know that? Do you follow Twan where you would instantly know that that was Twan? Okay. I'm like, that is my sis. But yeah, she's where is it? Did I start? Yes, the key is me. And yeah, she's a big time YouTuber. Okay. Big time. Lisa Love, I'm going to start your comment. We're going to come back to it, sis. But Angel One Twine said, I'm already subscribed to her. And I love her. She's amazing. Beautiful spirit, all of the above. Okay. Okay. You got Melanin Beauty just subscribed. Check out the videos. Make sure to check out the video of when she said surprising my parents with news. The Twan, I saw your Peloton bike and everything, child. Okay, I gotta go. But anyway, anyway, it must be the money, child. Kelli is in the news, and this is her hubby. Only a face a mother could love, forgive me. But I'm just gonna say that. That's just me. I'm sure he had money. But he's doing assignment. Kind of look like Simon. His name is Chuvalo. And he's put a cease and desist on Bravo. Ceased and desist. Okay, good. You guys subscribe. Yes. Oh my God. I was so shocked. Okay, I got to stop looking at my chat. So, shout out to the Jasmine brand. Let me go ahead and read this for you guys. But this is Kelly's ex-husband. He looked mean. You know what I'm saying? It's like, ugh. That's all I got to say. Look mean. And again, forgive me, Lord, facially challenged. Okay. But anyway, they're saying that Chuvalo Mark Farrell, the ex-husband of Kelli Ferrell, a newcomer, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, has issued a cease and desist order to Bravo Media and NBC Universal. The legal action demands an immediate halt to what he calls defamatory portrayals on the show, which have harmed his reputation and well-being. That right there lets me know, he may try to sue him. Despite a divorce decree preventing disparagement, Mark claims that false allegations of financial misconduct and threats have been aired. He seeks public clarification, meaning he wants Bravo to come out and issue a statement and say that whatever we put out here was not true, requesting media outlets retract misleading statements and rectify their coverage, aiming to restore his image and protect his family and business interests. What are you guys' thoughts? Put it in the chat. Rose said he ugh. Put it in the chat. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. A lot of these Negroes today are bands. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see. Well, if she's lying, then yes, I agree. Okay, Cam, I am. Is it possible? Hey, TNTG mom. Thank you. Drive safely. Is it possible that she's lying? I guess anything is possible. And I guess let's say that she is, then you are absolutely right, Cam. He's doing what should be done. I don't know, but we will keep our eye out on this for sure. It's the Simon of it all for me though. It's the Simon of it all. I got Porsha in my title. You think so, Miss Sugar Sweet, in love with him or the money, child? In love with him or the money? Hey, pretty eyes. Let me know your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts? If, again, the person is really lying, should they? I don't know, Aunt Debbie. Should they issue a cease and desist? Let me know. Twan said money. Facts, Twan. You girl, look at him. Just look at him. Okay. I don't know. Kelli didn't give me lying vibes. You know what I'm saying? But put it in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Because yeah, that is defamation. And should men be able to stand up for themselves? Should they? Do they have the right? And naturally, we know the answer to that. This is Ralph tried to say something like this. We know Martell, baby. Speaking of Ralph and Martell, they both coming up. But put it in the chat. Let me see your comments. Let me see while I let this other. Let's go in and get out my face. Go. All right. That's the last interruption, okay? Let's see what you guys are saying. Miss Sugar Sweet said it's the money as well. Must be the money, baby. We listen to Deion Sanders' song, which is titled Just That Must Be the Money. And yeah, that's what I think, just on the outside looking in. That's bad to say. That's bad to say because, some people could be facially challenged, and I'm sure there's a lot. And that's just really, really nice people. But it just seems like the men tied to these reality TV stars is something else. Did you guys see? And maybe I'll bring that up in a minute after I talk about Porsha. Did you guys see Mike Hill, Cynthia's ex, and the post that he made to his clear girlfriend? Let me know. I believe I got that in my my messages over here. And if I do, I think I DM'd it to myself. If I do, I'll bring it up. But baby, it was a big difference in any type of post that man has shared when it comes to Cynthia Bailey. And I'm sick of. I'll see if I can find it real quickly. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, Teresa, I'm over it. We talked about that last night. Excellent no cap show last night, Aunt Debbie. We talked about that last night on the no cap show. It was Aunt Debbie's topic about high value men who just don't have no damn value. And I hate to say this, it's the majority of our men. It's the majority. Sweet Jane said these men don't want to date their physical equal when it comes to beauty and attractiveness. Oh, expound. Do you mean that a facially challenged person should seek out their counterparts? Another a facially challenged woman person? I don't know. Let me know what you're saying. Let me know what you're saying, Sweet Jane. That's how I read it. Am I right? I'm scrolling through these messages to see if I have and I never liked him. Cynthia gave desperate vibes when it comes to Mike Hill, and I think he seized the moment. I really, really do. Shoot. I'm still scrolling, guys. Hold on. This is how much stuff I send myself. Oh, that's a good top. That's a good one too. All right. I can't find it. We'll talk about it in another. No, I don't, Miss Texas. My DVR actually tapes it, but I haven't watched. Well, we're gonna be over there tonight. Brittany Janae, meet me over there, sis. Brittany Janae said, I can't say what I want to say because we ain't in the let loose. We'll be there tonight. Okay. Hey, Square Biz. But Miss Texas asked, do I watch Never Meets? And no, I remember sharing a story last year from an explosive scene of a guy that was on there that sort of turned me out because he was real close to physically abusing a woman right there on that show. And yeah, I tape it every week, but I haven't watched one episode. Let me know what's going on in it in the chat though. All right. Hit the like button for me. You want to go to Kansas City, Missouri for your 60th birthday, Mrs. D, or do you want to join us in Vegas? Let me know, child. What's in Kansas? What's in Kansas? You saw it, FloJo? I wish I could find it right now. If anybody in the chat remember what site shared that, put it in the chat and I'll pull it up real quick. But yeah, he a simp. Okay, he a simp. But let's get into Porsha. Porsha. If this is true, this is a level of low. This is a level of low that you definitely shouldn't have ever stooped to. And because of this, the comment section are saying that Porsha is a lady of the night. Now, all of this is alleged. Well, I don't know if this is alleged. Oh, shoot, I cannot share it. Dog it. Hold on, guys. Because Bravo be tripping. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to share this another way. I got to share this another way. Let me run over to my DM and play this from my phone. Because Bravo is one when it comes to their audio, when it comes to their video, they will put a copyright strike on you. But I got it. Hold on. Let me scroll up. But as you guys can see, the post says, whoa, this is low, even for Porsha, and I agree. All right, so I got it. Hold on. And I'm going to put a overlay up. Damn, I should have had this connected to a Bluetooth. All right, I'm going to play this audio. In this, though, we have Angela talking to Cynthia Bailey. And she said, well, no, she's talking to a producer. Hold on. She's talking to a producer. And I'm going to play it in a minute. She said, I heard some things yesterday that I wish I didn't hear. The producer said, oh, my gosh. She said Porsha was drunk. And Porsha said, I should F Charles. You guys know Charles is Angela's husband. For me, Porsha could have gotten the pumpkin head. All right. So take a listen to the audio. I'm gonna play it a couple times. Shout out to this Instagram page. I'll say the page in a minute. But take a listen, guys.
Yesterday that I wish I didn't hear. Porsha was inebriated and all of her truth fell out. She's talking about my husband. But then she was like, you know what? I should Charles.
Porsha said, you know what? I should F Charles. She said it. That's what Angela is saying. I'm going to play it again. You guys take a listen. Hold on.
Yesterday that I wish I didn't hear. Porsha was inebriated and all of her truth fell out. She's talking about my husband. But then she was like, you know what? I should Charles.
Did y'all hear that? And do you believe it? Disgusting. Can Porsha get any lower? I am gonna I am gonna say allegedly, but this is coming out of the mouth of Angela Oakley. We will see this tomorrow. So to the cuties, Patroni cuties, we will be watching this tomorrow over on Patreon. And Porsha said during that Nashville trip, I'm assuming, and she said Porsha was very drunk, that I should F Charles. Now, me being the wife, Porsha could have got it, like right then and there. What's AI, LaDon? What's AI? This not AI. Hold on, let me do something. Let me do something. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, LaDon, but this is not AI. Hold on. I can't show it, unfortunately, but go over to Rosa Chats on Instagram. This is a preview of tomorrow night's episode. This not AI. So I don't know. And welcome to Twan. I don't know if that's what you was talking about. Rose, that's what I wish I can show you guys, because you actually see Angela sitting there. It's not AI. I'm gonna put this up real quick, and I'm gonna see if I could pause it on where Angela comes on the screen. Hold on. I'm looking at it. All right. I don't know how many seconds this is, but I believe we can play about 8 seconds. But I just want you guys seeing this coming out her mouth, and then I got to stop it immediately. Okay? Take a listen.
Talking about my husband. And then she was like, you know what? I should Charles.
All right. You guys saw it. You guys synced it in my Moses voice and heard it. Porsha did it. Porsha said it. So Angela is talking to Cynthia in that moment. What's going on with Porsha Williams? What's going on with Porsha? Now, there's a lot of people that have continued to rock with Porsha in spite of a lot of things. And they calling her out over here in the comment section. But a lot of us, I'm a fan of Porsha, but if Porsha said this, I don't know. I may have to go ahead and, because this not cute. But a lot of us have continued to rock with Porsha even after what she did on Real Housewives of Atlanta when it comes to Simon. Simon was with Fallon. I really don't personally care that Porsha and Fallon, child, Square Biz is here. I know she cutting up. Square Biz, I'm not looking at the comments, child. I really don't care that Porsha and Fallon weren't friends in quotation marks. You know what I mean? When it comes to Simon and Fallon being introduced to us, it was because of or through Porsha. No matter how the producers set it up for Porsha to be the one to act like she had this friendship with Fallon, the fact remains that, again, I knew she was coming. When we met Simon, when we met Fallon, it was when Porsha went on over there to that house, child, got in that pool, and you end up marrying that lady's husband. Square Biz, I see you coughing, sis. The reason why I was able to get over that is because Fallon, Square Biz, was pregnant by the help. So was it messy on all parts? Yes. But Pepper Love, you said it right here. She's out of control. She's out of control. And I don't know if she just thinks that because of her body, she can get with everybody. Man, it's not a good look. And I agree with you, Miss Lady. She does not have a storyline. She's just doing whatever. But Angela Oakley, it was at that moment. You guys know how it say 2 minutes later. Do I still have that little clip? I think I deleted it. I did. But you guys know how it say 2 minutes later. Yeah, we should have been seeing Porsha being handled just like she handled Kenya Moore. Okay. But somebody said over here that they peeped this the second Porsha brought up Charles. She's on a hunt for somebody's husband. That's what they said over there in the comments. Another person said that rubbed her the wrong way when she brought Charles up during that dinner. And she was sort of taunting. Ooh, Twan, they got that over there too, sis. She was over there, at that moment, taunting Angela with her husband. I know something about Charles. So I'm just gonna say this: either Charles Oakley, and I'm not trying to say this to, give Porsha a pass in any way. Either Charles Oakley at some point in time while married was in the same bar, lounge somewhere with Porsha and tried to holler at her, or she's just low down. They calling her a vulture over here. They're saying that she's a lady of the night over here. Twan said, I knew that with the Bolo situation. We know with the Bolo situation, Porsha got with Bolo that night. That night. And Twan, if you look right here, this person said the same thing. She said, well, Porsha showed us who she was when Bolo was on the show. Also, she outed herself as being on the other team, like by actual, because they are saying that she wanted to get with Candy. You guys remember that whole situation. So, and Lisa Love, somebody said the same thing in the comments over there as well. Shamia better watch out. Shamia better watch out. And this person said Porsha is the lady of the night. Nothing will ever change that because her mom glorifies it. So we'll talk more about this tomorrow. I thought it was low down. And Angela is very, very upset about it. So we'll see how this plays out. That's not going to be looked at in a way where it's ever cool. You know what I'm saying? Simone, you say, I hope her and Shamia are no longer close because she doesn't need ho-ho Porsha around her man. Good point. Squarebeard says Porsha may appear charming or funny on the surface, but she can cause real harm through dishonesty. Good comment, sis. It's not cute. Yeah, she got with Bolo that night. And don't forget, wasn't it her and who was she kissing on during that same trip? It was a female. Was it LaToya? Hey, V Jackson. V Jackson say Porsha is very loose. Yeah, you just don't do that. And maybe she did not get enough backlash from the whole Simon situation where she feels like if I teeter and totter on this again, people would think that shit cute. Okay, it was LaToya. Thank you. No, was it Tanya Twan? Linda Gamble said LaToya. And Trace's Twan, I don't call you, but that's her channel. If you guys not following Twan, follow her on Traces of Twan's life. Twan is saying it was Tanya. Well, look, Twan, Tanya and Porsha went in the room with Bolo. That's why Tanya, and I think she tried to say it's Tanya. That's why she quit the show, because she ain't want that smoke. But I think that Porsha was slobbing down, kissing LaToya. Okay. Thank you. You said the same thing I just said, sis. Yep, Tanya was in that room, child. But anyway, look, I have to agree with Claudia Jordan on this. A lot of people said that Claudia is hating and all of that. And I don't think so. But Claudia was over there on Carlos's channel. And she's officially getting paid. Oh, I got something else to talk about with this real quick. Let me write it down so I can remember after this click. You guys hit the like button. 550 of you that are currently joining me. But I'm going to put up the overlay. We're going to listen to what Claudia Jordan had to say. She said that she feels like Porsha Williams' role this season is giving friend of the show. Maybe it was Drew, Miss Wynn. I'm confused. I think it was LaToya, though. I think it was LaToya that I'm thinking about on that trip, the Bolo trip. Speaking of Bolo, child, we got some Bolo type of topics tonight that's going to be on that Patreon. Okay, thank you, sis. Twan said yes, she was kissing LaToya. That's why Kenya was turned off from LaToya after that. Absolutely. Because Kenya was, they were getting pretty close. But let's take a listen to what Claudia Jordan is saying. And yeah, for me, If this is what Porsha is going to be given, what we seen thus far, yeah, they can go ahead and give a friend of next season. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. And she seems very, very out of place. She's not giving. That's what I just wrote down, Lee. We're going to talk about it. She's not giving main cast or vet. Take a listen. Let me know if you guys agree to what Claudia had to say.
Because honestly, this is no hate, but she's coming off more like a friend of the show than a housewife. Mm-hmm. She really is. Like, all her stuff is like related to Drew. It's making Drew look bigger than her actually on the show. We're seeing Drew with the singing career. We're seeing Drew with her divorce situation, and we're seeing Drew with her issue with the group, and now the butting heads with Porsha. We're seeing more of a storyline, and with Porsha, we're just seeing her react to the other housewives like Porsha.
That's enough. Do you guys agree? Simone, I thought in my mind, did you say that while we were over there on Patreon? Because I thought in my mind, we said this as well, that Porsha is giving friend of the show. But before I get to this Martell type of stuff, now, y'all got to get these likes up for me. And I'm not one that normally does this, but right now, we have 546 people watching. We only have 260 likes. No, ma'am. No, sir. Now, even if you're being spectacious, click the like button, guys. It is free. It's free. Click the like. All right, let me see what you guys are saying about what Claudia had to say. LaDawn, she definitely cannot gloss this over. It's not that deep. I was turned off when she bust Angela out in front of her friends that joined her in Nashville, you know, and said, what the hell is wrong with that glue or whatever? Yeah, no. If you can't handle your liquor and you got to get gutter, either don't drink or go ahead on somewhere. The average person, she would have had a pumpkin head. You guys know what a pumpkin head is. You should. Knock upside her head. You know what I mean? All right. You like when you first came in. Thank you, Jay. Let me see what else. Hey, Kathy. Let me see what else you guys are saying in the chat. When it comes to what Claudia had to say. Teresa said, I agree. Flojo said, I agree. Simone confirmed. We talked about that. Rose said, I agree. I agree. I agree. Everybody seemed to agree. She is, thank you, Rose. She is giving friend of this season. And she is using this whole Drew and Dennis situation as a storyline. Lee, you said it. Porsha has nothing to talk about, and she's trying to be a mean girl now. And now we grown. We don't want to see that. You know what I mean? That was our turn off with the mean girls from Love and Mary Huntsville. We don't want to see that. What else, though, before we move on, does Porsha have to give? Think about it. What does she have to give? Let me know. We're going to get into this Martell stuff. I'm going to read a couple comments. I'm going to check my likes, though. I'm going to drop the link. If you want to come up real quickly and chat with me, feel free to click that link. We can go over everything. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm glad I wrote down that funky Dineva. We're going to talk about that. All right, so for the most part, everybody agrees with what Claudia had to say, and I agree as well. Now, let's get into some Claudia Jordan stuff. Let me bring his page up. I guess I can go here. CLAUDIA. Oh, child, wrong page. Let's talk about this real quickly, child. Thank you for joining me, Simone. Hold on, sis. Let me read a couple more comments. Squarebiz says, I'm gonna put this back up. Squarebiz says Porsha is looking out of place because she is supposedly leading the show, and she is better off being another cast member while the likes of Nene, Candy, and Kenya are in the lead. I'm gonna have to read that again, Squarebiz. Let me read that again. Porsha is looking out of place because she is supposedly leading the show, and she is better off being another cast member, while the likes of Nene, Candy, and Kim are in the lead. Okay, got it, and I agree. She's trying to fill some shoes. It looks like that she's not able to fill with the vets gone. She's not giving again what it's supposed to give. Let's see. I agree. Porsha has nothing to talk about, and she's trying to be a mean girl. I read that. Porsha is only good if Nene or Kenya is there. Good points, and I agree with you all. Village said if Porsha was smart, she should have stayed with Simon, pretending to love him, filming his house, then divorce him after securing the bag. Are you saying securing the Real Housewives of Atlanta bag? Because we know Simon's bag was a little empty-ish, but I agree with you. I agree. But you know what, Village? She didn't think that Simon would go the route that he did and be as petty as he was. So she thought that she could parlay that whole situation into the victim, scorned wife role on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And just like Kelly's husband, Simon wasn't happening at all. Okay? So that's that on that. But speaking of Claudia Jordan, and welcome to the panel, Simone and LaZorn. Speaking of Claudia Jordan, put in the chat if you guys heard what Funky Dineva had to say the other night when it comes to attempting to revitalizing, bringing back together Fox Soul. I couldn't believe it. Now, Funky is open about his edibles. And a lot of people, are saying that, look, it's similar to when you drunk, you speak your sober thoughts. When you on them edibles, you speak your sober thoughts. But this man had the audacity to say he would like for himself, Claudia, Jordan, and Al Reynolds to put their differences aside and come back and do their show. This is after he quit. So I'm going to get the panel's thoughts on that. If I was Claudia, absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. Are you smoking something other than taking them edibles? Because he purposely embarrassed them. He started going live during their same slot that they went live on YouTube. He had some things to say about Claudia Jordan. And yeah, no, don't come back now just because a deal, mute up for me real quick, Simone, for 1 second. Just because a deal fell through, he claimed that Fox Soul offered him a solo show. And it was going to be exactly what he does on his own YouTube page. But when it came to them offering him a salary, it was the same salary that he quit over when it comes to the show that he had with Claudia and Al. Y'all think he's smoking something? Y'all think he's smoking?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Simone, come on off live. I'm going to start the comments. We're going to talk about it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, LaDon Chit Chat.
Yeah,
Hey.
good afternoon. Simone, I'm going to start with you. Give me your thoughts. We'll start with Funky. We'll go back because after we talk about Funky and Real Housewives of Atlanta, I still want to touch on this Deion Shedeur Sanders situation as well. Teresa, if you're still following the draft, if Shiloh gets selected as well. But Simone, give me your thoughts, sis.
I think the money's drying up for Funky. Whenever you see these people who make these bold, he literally sabotaged that show. Literally. And now all of a sudden he wants to get them back after he ruined their show after he left and all of the things that he did. I think he is a real addict, honestly. In my opinion, I think that Coca-Cola is he's in debt. I think it's something with the money, because if you are making more, if equally or more. He from what I remember, he made more on here on YouTube. Why are you wanting to get, you're so good, you can do this by yourself and still make that same money. Why all of a sudden you want to get them back together? So something's going on. And honestly, I just don't trust him. I think he's a liar in a lot of ways. And Claudia, I think Claudia be over here in your bushes. I
Wait,
think I
talked
I
about
think I think she'd be over here in your bushes. I think she'd be over here in your Patreon because from what I heard, I didn't hear the whole thing because I can't stand Carlos on no level, but it sounded like a lot of stuff we were talking about over the last week.
last weekend, baby.
Okay.
Monday, they
They
was
be all up in your bushes. They owe you some money.
run me my money, damn it. You right.
Please do, because that what she said, that's the same what I said. I said Porsha is a friend of the show. Porsha gives friend vibes. She's a party girl. You invite her to the party to get people laughing and talking, like when they were at before everything kicked off with the whole pistol situation. You know how she was laughing, talking about Kenya's vajayjay.
Hey, Simone, make sure to say pow pow.
I'm sorry. Pow
That's
pow.
okay. Go ahead.
But in that dinner situation, remember how she was making fun of Kenya's vajayjay? That, she has funny moments. She can be funny when she has a little liquor in her and everything is good. But as far as giving, she's not a Nene. She's not a Kenya. I'm not interested in listening to her unless she's talking about Simon and that whole debacle. Because I just, a lot of people say she's smart. I don't think she's smart. I think she's a diabolical person. I think she is a bad person. I really do. I think she has gotten a lot of kicks because of the name from which she comes from. She married well the first time, and this show has propelled her. But I just don't think she's a nice person. Honestly, the way that she did Candy way back when that situation went down, how we have seen her do things. The lady, I forget her name, that host Candy. Well, she's a producer on Candy's show. I remember looking at an interview with her and Tisa Tells. She beat that lady up in the alley. Over something that, just over her feelings, her emotions. You know what I mean? So she's just not, and she's just dirty. I mean, granted, I do agree with you with the whole his Simon's wife. I forgot her name. What's her name? The one that she sort of kind of stolen from, whatever her name is. That was kind of, she was cheating with the pool boy or Gordon or whatever that boy was. So I mean, that was kind of icky. But I mean, who wouldn't cheat? Look at Simon. Shit. I mean, come on, who wouldn't cheat? He taking the blue pill, red pill. He taking all the pills. He can't do nothing. So I understand that. I mean, it is what it is. Is it right? No. But just being up in her face and honestly, I really hope her and Shamia have cooled off. I hope Shamia keeps her away because Shamia has a good situation. And honestly, I like Shamia. I love Shamia. I like her setup. But I hope she just kind of focuses on her family than this, because Porsha, she'll sneak in there and do some ooh. But I don't trust her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do not trust Porsha around nobody's man. And Angela, she gonna catch one with Angela, because Angela will wear her ass out.
Yes, Angela from the Shy. Okay.
Thank you.
Don't play with it.
Thank you. Say it.
Go ahead, Simone. And we'll get LaDawn next. Yeah, she'll get that arse told up.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'm finished.
Oh, okay. No, I agree with everything you said. Everything. And you're right. Look, Carlos has I remember when Aunt Debbie mentioned ego. Edges got out. And I'll never forget, 2 days later, Carlos had that, and I reposted it. I made a post on my YouTube, and I said, shout out to Aunt Debbie, and I had the ego, edges got out. A couple days later, Carlos King had that on his Instagram post, his little Sunday thing. I remember I was over there on Twitter, and when I was watching Love and Marriage DC, when it comes to winter, I said the coldest winter ever, talking about the book, what's the name?
I can't think of her name, but I know what you're talking about.
Sister Soldier.
Sister
Yes, Sister
Soldier.
Soldier.
So when I was talking about winner and I had it capitalized, the coldest winner ever. I be damned 2 days later, there go Carlos. So yeah, they be looking and they be listening. I agree with everything that you said. To those that ask, I will be talking about Martell next, but I agree with you with Funky. He sabotaged that whole ish. And yeah, no, we're not doing that. Burn me once. I promise you that's all it takes.
Thank you.
So shame me once, fool on me, shame me twice, or what have it that go. No. One time for me, take your ass home. So somebody in the comments said that they believe that Funky, I think it was Square Biz and DG, but Square Biz said he has seen the high numbers that Carlos is generating on his Monday show with Claudia and Dustin Ross, and I totally agree. That was my first thought, Square Biz. And I think that when Claudia initially decided to just join them, it wasn't like a job. But even in the comment section of when she was talking about Porsha and people saying if she's jealous or this or that, she said, no, I am giving my opinion, which I get paid to do. So Carlos is paying her to be over there on his platform. And yeah, Funky saw them numbers.
And women bring balance, chit chat. We bring balance. We don't want to hear them Negroes all day talk about the stuff that they talking about. I don't care if they're in the community or not. We bring balance.
I agree.
What I mean? And run her, Carlos, you over here listening, run chit chat her money.
Run me my money, damn it. Okay.
You non-creative ass.
I agree. Thank you, Simone. DG said Funky thought he could do it by himself, and the lie detector determined that was a lie, allegedly. DG, from a content creator point of view, Funky is doing well on his YouTube channel. Please believe me. Funky on the average day has at least 5,000 live people watching. He's doing okay. You know what I mean?
He's probably snorting it up too. Well, it come in and it go right back up.
Throw that allegedly for me.
Oh, allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
Could be the case. I don't know if he's making what he was making, on Fox Soul. I don't know that, but he's doing well. So, excellent. We're going to get to LaDawn. And after this, I'm going to go ahead and bring up that Martell post. But shout out to Kiki with Chrissy. Thank you for joining me, sis. How are you today?
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us. We will get to you right after LaDawn, but happy Saturday to you. All right, LaDawn, right now we are only discussing Porsha and Funky. Your thoughts?
Okay, now this is what I gotta say about Porsha. Porsha, I would think that she was good entertainment for TV, dippy, funny, silly. Can't take her too serious, but I'm looking at her really disgusting right now if she said that. And you showed it. She did say it. And in my opinion, allegedly in my opinion. And I just think this is just getting disgusting, and it can't be continued to be overlooked that she's out here hunting for other people's men. Like, this kiss can't keep being overlooked now. She's a 304 flat out and a trifling one at that, in my opinion, allegedly. So that's how I feel about Porsha. I'm already getting so disgusted that I don't even want to see her on the screen. Okay. I don't want to fund the 304s.
Yeah.
Or put them in rooms where they're able to be around people's husbands and messing up families. Allegedly, in my opinion. I'm getting disgusted by this behavior now. Now it's beyond entertaining to me. Okay. So that's how I feel about Porsha. All right. Now, what I want to say about Funky, I agree with everything everybody said, all of the above. I think, yes, he does well on his YouTube page, but we know to live a life, it takes money. You got to keep that going, and then it goes to the next step, right? So my thing is, he ain't making consistently what he thought he can make or what he wanted to make. But also I think that he's jealous, and I think his ego was the only one that got in the way. And instead of him still being accountable, he's saying egos. No, your ego. You disrupt that, that situation. And now, and you thought that you were better than them or bigger than them, when truth be told, whether you like Claudia or not, Claudia has worked hard in this business. She was not a microwave success. Okay, these one-hit wonders or microwave success. These are people that was in the mud, that went through some stuff to get where they are, worked hard, and not just, oh, YouTube just came along and bam, I just got famous and I'm better than you. No, it don't work like that. And he thought that. He thought he was bigger than them in the program. And now that he see that his buddy, CK, was willing to put Claudia on his show consistently and not him, speaks volume of who people really rather to work with. Because whether you like it or not, you can only take, in my opinion, Funky in certain rooms. You can take Claudia in all rooms, because and she's going to stand on how she feel, whether y'all like it or not. If she's going to stick up for something, even on that show, she went against them. She stuck up for what she wanted to. And I think that this is an eye-opener to Funky and a humbling experience for him. It should be lesson, because you are not bigger than the program. And even though you may make numbers on YouTube, Claudia made numbers and money and under other umbrellas, not just YouTube. So I think it's a little jealousy there, and him getting humbled, like, oh wow, you didn't ask me to come join them. You know what I'm saying? That speaks volume, So I think it's all of the above, a little bit of everything.
I agree. Look, I agree with you. First of all, when it comes to the wholeness, can't be celebrated. Okay, we're not doing that. I don't give a damn how much I liked Porsha, and I do think that Porsha does have some anger issues. I get it. Sometimes we gotta spaz out. So I've overlooked a lot when it comes to Porsha, but this, I'm not doing it. Period, point blank. It's trifling and it's dangerous. Flojo, while Charles is married to Angela, that is Angela's husband, we don't know if Charles don't want Angela. He married to her. So if he can hit Porsha, that speaks to Porsha's character. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, but look, Rose, go ahead and put them balls on Angela. You know what I mean? It's low down, it's dirty, it's for a storyline, it's all of the above. She ain't got nothing left to give. We saw Porsha act out after Bravo gave her own show. And yeah, somebody got to tap that ass. We saw you drag Kenya across the stage, but girl, that don't mean that you're invincible. You know what I'm saying? So excellent points, LaDon. I still have coming up next. We're going to talk about Martell and Shedeur. I'm looking at a video right now on my phone. He was so excited he jumped in his daddy's pool. Pick up Shiloh. We're going to talk. But thank you, LaDon. Thank you so much. Next up is Kiki with Chrissy. 607 of you guys are watching. Please hit the like button for me. It is free. Shout out to the replay gang in advance. All right, Kiki, how are you?
I'm good. I'm going to be very quick now. So as far as Porsha goes, I used to love Porsha when she first came on The Real Housewives. And the thing that turned me off with Porsha was when she got her own show. Now, the stuff with Simon, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, the majority of us, I'm not going to say all of us, but the majority of people do some grimy we do fucked up shit. So what she did with Simon, that was dirty. It was low down and it was dirty. But the thing that got me with Porsha was seeing her in her own spotlight, I'd say, when she got her own show, how she did her cousin, what she did to Dennis's mom, that just turned me off with Porsha so much. I haven't even watched an episode of The Real Housewives this season, because it's too much. You can only get so much of a person before you start to dislike what you see, right? Like we got enough of her in the Real Housewives, so her getting her own show did absolutely nothing for me. Like Porsha's behavior, she's the type of person that I say she's cool until she's not. Like you can talk to Porsha or hang out with Porsha only so much before you get tired of her because she doesn't want to share the spotlight. She doesn't want anyone to get as much attention as she's getting. Like
Mhm.
she's kind of like an attention whore, I guess you would call it. She's kind of
Mhm.
selfish, a little
Mhm.
self-absorbent or whatever you want to say. So that's what did it for me with Porsha. Like I can't take her anymore, and it's sad because I think like she had a lot of potential for someone that has no talent. You know, like I don't know anything that she could do outside of reality TV. So you
Mm.
would want to keep your fan base there. You know, you would want to keep a good image there. And that her getting her own show was just was a big mistake on her part for
Mm.
me because it just showed too much of nastiness from her.
Mm. Yeah.
That's that's what did it for me, especially how she did her. I think that was her aunt or her grandma. You know, when on that show when she was supposed they was doing a tribute to her granddad, and she lied to them folk like Porsha. Just yeah, no,
She a little trifling.
she's a lot of trifling like that. That woman, they're just she should have just stayed in her lane. You know, like on an ensemble cast, her getting her own show. She showed too much of herself, too much of
She
her
really
person,
did.
and it
Go
was
ahead.
nasty.
I agree with you. She showed the real Porsha, and people are saying, Chrissy, this is the real Porsha. She could care less. She's been allegedly ran through out there in them ATL streets. You know what I
And
mean?
I
And
it.
yeah, no, it's like damn, the highest bidder can get her. That type of woman cannot be trusted at
Even
all.
the stuff that came out with, I don't think we can call his name, but you know the R&B king when she came out with the story about how he kind of took advantage of her. Girl, you
Mhm.
this is seemed like it could have been right down your alley. You know that was the type of lane that you were in. So how she tried to even interject herself with that
With
was a
that,
little
she
bit.
put that in her book, didn't she?
Baby, I ain't read no book from no Porsha. Porsha can't. I ain't read no book for about no Porsha.
Well, I think that's where she put that about, and we can say his name, R. Kelly.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, R. Kelly.
right. So I think that's where she tried to profit off of that because that was the first that I've heard of it, honestly.
And
And
then
it
said
was
man
around the
tricked
time
her
where he was
to come to his house 2 or 3 times. Baby, you fooled me. Listen, you went back that second and third time because you
didn't.
expected something. That man ain't trick you. You knew what you were doing.
I thought she said they dated. You
No,
know, I
I
thought
don't think, if I'm not mistaken, she didn't say they dated. It was more so on the lines of, I guess, getting to know each other. She slept with him. Now, as far as them being in the, dating, I don't think they saw each other outside of his home. Maybe I should have read the book.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
no,
don't
it's
think,
fine. It's fine. It's fine. We just hear some of these stories and we don't know all the details, but she definitely, in my opinion, tried to profit off of that situation. You know?
that made her look even worse. Because, girl, shut your mouth. You know good and well why you went to that man's house and what you were trying to do. Stop it. Shut up. Sick of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
I agree. I agree. Well, Kiki, excellent points. Did you didn't say anything about Funky, did you?
Girl, I don't even want to go there, but since you asked, let me tell you about.
Oh, child.
I used to, I'm not going to say used to, I can tolerate Funky to a certain extent, right? Because I
Okay.
used to be a fan of Funky, and not only him, but I would say the majority of the creators in that world. I'm gonna just say it like that because I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way. Because I used to be, a part of the community. I ain't gay no more, but hey, but to my in
We
my
don't
perspective,
judge. Yeah, we don't
no,
judge.
not at all. But when you get to that area with the black men, they don't like us. They don't support us. And as far as Funky with this Claudia Jordan and Aaron, I know you say he's doing well on his channel, and I believe that he is.
Yeah.
However, you can always do better. He wants to do better. He wants a little more. He did what he did. It didn't work out the way he thought it was going to work out. Okay, the show ended for the other two, the other three. However, there are still opportunities for those other people that's not available to him. So yeah, he would be at this point, he wants a little more. He want to do a little better. Don't nobody want to give him those opportunities. So now he want to go crawling back. I ain't a fan of Claudia, but she'll be a fool. Al will be a fool. They would be two
I
fools sitting in
agree.
a tree if they go back to work with Funky. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't give
I
him that chance. I would.
totally agree with you on that. And I don't think that Claudia has responded or Al. But no, we're not doing that. Just like Sugar Dumpling said right here, Foxhole was still another income on top of YouTube, still a loss. And yeah, he was dumb because he was still able to do Foxhole and his channel at that time. And if I'm not mistaken, he was making $250,000
Still
on
making a good
Foxhole.
check.
Why
Yep.
would you do
And
that?
and Chit Chat, it's the way he left. It's the things he did after for me. It's like when if you have a falling out or a disagreement, for me, it depends on how you treat me afterwards. That shows me what you really feel.
Yeah,
This man was competing with them people and let it be known. He
yeah,
wanted to go live when they were going live. He wanted to prove a point. That'd be the thing for me when people try to prove points. You gotta have a leg to stand on. And yeah, in the beginning, it seemed like it was working for him. However, now we are months down the line. What is it doing for you now?
good point. Good point.
Like what you get now? You got to be careful when you try to stick it to people and prove a point. Yeah, if you got a leg to stand on and it's gonna work out for you in the long run, but
Yeah.
it's not. It don't seem like
Hold
it's
on.
working out.
Hold on. What are these tools for? Can you guys hear me? What are these tools for? I can hear Chrissy. Chrissy could hear me. Teresa, you got two. You got a two. Pepper Love said. Let me scroll down to the bottom. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me, please. Okay, Teresa, I see you say disregard. Okay, I was gonna say what? Excellent points, Kiki. Chrissy, I'm sorry, you made some excellent points. We got a couple more topics we gonna discuss. I do want to get Aunt Debbie's thoughts on this. But great points. Okay, I see you guys ones. Thank you so much. If you have not hit the like button yet, please go ahead, hit that like button for me. Your girl do take cash apps. It's scrolling as well. But I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Thank you again, Chrissy. I'm gonna come back around to you, sis. I'm Debbie, y'all. I'm Debbie. Right now, we are talking about Porsha Williams and old Funky. Dineva want to go crawling back. How are you, Aunt Debbie?
I'm all right. I'm good. I think that now I'm Portia. I'm gonna wait for Portia. Funky. I wouldn't look at him. I never subscribed to him. I know he don't like women. And to me, him and Carlos King don't want to do nothing but use Claudia Jordan. Cause
Mm,
like LaDon say, she can get indoors, they can't. So
mm-hmm.
now they want to come back and let's do this and let's do that. When y'all had it together, y'all was messy with each other and backstabbing each other. So why would I go back to that? You know, I hope Claudia use her discernment and not to. I wouldn't even be on the show with Carlos King because if you that hot a commodity, you could do another panel with other women like you did before. Maybe that didn't work out and they weren't the right women. But
Mm,
if you're a good hostess, you can always set up a panel. I wouldn't just get entangled with Carlos King or Funky Dineva, because neither one of them is on the level and they don't like women. They only want to use you for
mm-hmm.
what they want to use you for. So I wouldn't fool with neither one of them.
All
As
right.
far as Portia, now I don't roll with Portia, but I looked at her YouTube the other day and she was cooking hot dogs with what that Dennis guy.
Mm,
And I
mm-hmm.
heard her say something
What'd she say?
that really, really, really turned me off.
What'd she say,
She
child?
said, I gotta put this cat suit on so your baby daddy can see what he missing. And
Wow.
I seen how she was twisting and going on around there and getting trying to entice this man.
Wow.
That
Really?
turned me all the way off. To me, that's horror behavior.
Mm.
Yep.
For those that don't know, that's the 304 horror behavior. I haven't watched it on Debbie. So she was trying to entice him.
Yes,
That's
I
not
mean,
fair.
she throwing it at him. She
No.
twisting and throwing that tail up there and making it jump, bounce, and run and everything it could
What?
do.
What?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
If anybody see that kid, they know what I'm talking about. So that kind of turned me off. And then you're supposed to be cleaning your image up because of what you did. Even though Fallon and Simon, I don't care what the heck going on, they were married, pool boy, all of that. You married this man and you can't never really talk about it. You're supposed to be cleaning up your image, and now you left him. Leave all that alone. Now you talking about somebody else's husband when you get intoxicated. And then you're doing all this on your YouTube. It don't look good. And then the Bolo situation. It just leads me to believe what's always been said. You cannot turn a horror into a housewife.
Wow. Ooh, child, Aunt Debbie, baby. Ooh, go ahead, Aunt Debbie.
Now I like Porsha, but now I'm starting not to. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I had to call it the way I see it. And what she doing, you playing games. If you're gonna be on the show, stand by what you say. You don't have to fool with other folk men, be mad at Drew about your baby daddy. All that's phony crap. Get up and show us what you're doing. If you're gonna be the OG, show us your business. Show us naked hair. Show us what you got going on. It ain't so much got to be about no damn man.
That's right.
You're going through a divorce. Stay in your lane. Don't be so quick to jump from one bus to another.
Say it, Aunt Debbie. Say it.
Be
Twan,
to yourself and discover yourself.
Real quick, Aunt Debbie. Twan said, and you can't turn a trick into a treat. Miss Cray Cray, I see your comment. You're not blocked, sis.
You can't.
Please unblock me. I see you. You're not blocked. Go ahead.
You can't. And to me, she would do better showing that aspect of her life. Or since she can't film it out, be looking at another house.
Yes.
Be doing something that's showing your progress, how you growing, your maturity. Instead of running around here in all this bull crap, somebody husband, I see your husband, they said who gives? Leave that lady in her lane alone.
Are you the husband whisperer or some shit?
Stop going after other folk, man, and stop really even looking for a man and get yourself together. Because all that baggage you got, you ain't going but take it into another relationship, and that's why that relationship don't work. Work on you. That's what she should be doing. She should be showing young women how they can get ahead in their business. I would rather see that than seeing you running after somebody else's man.
Good point.
Come on now. Just come on now, Porsha. I'm trying to ride with you, but I'm about to jump off the bus because I don't go with foolishness and stupidity.
Yeah.
And what I seen on that YouTube, that was baby bye. I'm tired. I don't even want And her mama should tell her about this. What I'm saying, as an auntie, her mama should be saying to her daughter.
I agree. Look, Aunt Debbie, and those of you that's in the chat, this is not here for no reason. Where is it? Hold on, let me bring it back up. I got so many things over here. Where is it, Aunt Debbie? Hold on. Child, where it go? Right here. Aunt Debbie gonna give it to you real and raw every time. I totally agree with you. I saw the attire. Is that what Porsha had on, the see-through see-through like swim cover up on Debbie?
No, she had on some kind of, it's like a cheetah print, and it was she called it a cat suit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it must have been 2 sizes too little. So I can't believe this. I'm like, what they selling on Bravo?
Yeah. Well, she had another video where she had on like a swimsuit cover up. I didn't watch it, but just from the thumbnail, I could already tell that Porsha is trying to sell her image, sex symbol, and all of that. But look, we got a couple more topics, so we're gonna keep it moving. But Debbie, you always give wisdom. You right. Her mama need to tell her. Her YouTube auntie, Aunt Debbie just told her. And hopefully, before she get hurt, hopefully she will change. What you said about her taking this whole storyline into a different lane would be amazing. And you're right. She can focus on more of rebuilding life after that quick ass marriage to Simon, or like you said, finding a house. This house is tied to all of this drama with this man. I got my own money. I don't need it. We could be watching Porsha go and she's doing house shopping and all of that. She's grasping for straws to me. So I agree. Claudia Jordan was absolutely right. She's given friend of the show and she's given 304. Okay. That's what she's giving. And it's not a good look. But thank you, Aunt Debbie. We got a couple more topics. So we're going to swing it back around. Let me read a couple comments from you guys. Let's see. I started a couple. Tamika said, because Tamika seems like we shouldn't be judging Porsha. She said, hello, chit chat. Hey, Tamika. And she said that Porsha is just living her life right now. Most of what she says should be taken unserious. Tamika, I totally disagree with you, sis, because you talking about somebody else's husband. We got to take that serious. You don't joke like that and say, I should F Charles. You don't do that. You know what I mean? When it comes to Dennis, real quick on Debbie, that's her real issue with Drew. You're not reacting like that if you have zero care in the world about what that Negro is doing. You don't care. Drew, girl, look, go ahead on, been there, done that. I ain't tripping, especially since I didn't marry somebody else's husband. It is what it is. She's dragging that. Twan, thank you, sis. Thank you so much. Hopefully I have something in the works of, we'll talk about it later, Twan, but thank you for that. All right. Lisa Love said, Porsha acts like a spoiled brat with no boundaries. She'll eventually run into the right one. Miss YBBG said, Porsha is loose as a goose. Jacqueline, excellent question. Anybody in the chat, if you know, and I'm going to move on after this comment, but if you know, let me know. Jacqueline said, we know about Porsha's famous grandfather. What's the story regarding her father? If you know, drop it in the chat, because I definitely got to get on to these. What are we time-wise? We had an hour and 28. I'm going to save this. Let me close this out. But put it in the chat, guys. Hit the like button for me. And we'll talk about, I'm closing out a couple windows because I had a couple more topics. Let's get into Martell Holtz. And then we're going to end this live off with the whole Shedeur Sanders debacle, bullshit that's been going on since Wednesday. Thank God the Cleveland Browns have picked them up, but the message that they sent is very loud and it should not be ignored. Let's get into Martell, child. This concerns Martell Holt. This concerns Ralph, and this concerns Apollo. There was a whole post. You guys know the game. F, sleep with, marry, and unalive. So the game F-Marry-Unalive. And this just shows, and this is really, really sad. And this is calling all of these men out. But we got that. I do. I can't stand his ass, Martell Holt. That all of them ain't shit. So there's a pose. Who would you rather? Would you rather sleep with Martell Holt, Apollo, or Ralph? Who would you rather? Let me stop. Who would you rather? Would you rather sleep with Martell Holt, Ralph, Apollo? Feel free to put it in the chat. Who would you rather marry? Apollo, Martell Holt, or Ralph? Or who would you rather unalive? Martell Holt, Apollo, and Ralph. Now, in order for you to be selected for a post such as this or a game such as this, basically what they're saying, all of them ain't ish. All of them ain't ish. So over there, the first comment said triple unaliving, meaning I ain't picking not a single one of these Negroes. But isn't this a shame? And maybe it's me, but isn't this a shame when you are selected as being one of the worst possible men that a person could date? For me, I don't want none of them. The lesser out of the three, though, if I want to play along, Yvonne, I need you, sis. It's in there, but change that. Because that's why I didn't even say it. The word homo. Just say unalive. But to be selected, I'm sorry, the lesser out of the three for me, and I don't even know if I could say this. No, it's a triple. I can't answer. So I'm a swing this to the panel. You guys let me know your thoughts. Who would you rather? Chrissy, you're gonna have to say it when I get to you, sis. I see it in the back chat. We're gonna start with, and that's not telling me which. So you got to tell me which one does Ralph for you. But Simone, let's start with you, sis. Out of the three that's on your screen, who would you rather marry? Give me the order. Marry, unalive.
Oh, good God Almighty! Oh, what?
Isn't it hard?
Yeah. Well, no, the one ain't hard. I'm definitely unalive and Martell. That's you can count that. Boom. Unfortunately, I'll probably sleep with Ralph.
Really?
And marry Apollo because we know he's gonna be back in jail real quick, so I ain't gonna really have to worry about him.
Oh, see, you took my answer because I was gonna say marry Apollo too, and basically, you know what I'm saying? He gonna
be in prison real quick, yeah.
Oh, we think alike. Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Have to deal with him.
Okay. We gonna get we gonna get LaDawn's. Y'all heard it. Simone right off the top said she unaliving Martell. She gonna go ahead and sleep with Ralph. He got his legs open for you right there on the side. He ready. And she said she would marry Apollo.
But I'm going Yandy Apollo. I ain't filing the paperwork.
That ain't it. You gotta marry him, sis. You gotta marry him. And then Shireen gonna be on your ass. She gonna sleep with him while you're married to him, child. A mess. Let's go ahead and you guys drop it in the chat. I see a couple answers. That's funny, Simone. I'm over here smiling real hard. LaDawn, you got an F1, marry one, unalive one. Who is it for you out of these three?
God is still working on me.
Uh-uh.
That's a triple for me. I'm getting clink because I can't do it.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do it. Neither one. None of them. That's a triple for me.
Oh, child, LaDawn say, go ahead and put some money on my books.
Put it on there.
I'm going to the clanker. Okay, now look, Chrissy is in the back chat, child. Chrissy, you got to say this publicly. F-Marry-Unalive.
Listen, Martell, we already got your casket ready for you.
Okay.
Martell is gone, period, point blank. I'm sleeping with Apollo and I'm marrying Ralph. Listen, I'm marrying Ralph, sleeping with Apollo, and Martell is gone. He out of here.
Damn. Martell is gone. That's 3 unalivings with Martell. Let me keep a track. Can I change my answer real quick?
No.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Because if you're gonna change it, you gotta explain why.
Okay, let me
I want to
explain.
know why you changing it.
Let me explain. Let me explain. Based off the current situation that's going on with Ralph and Drew. All right, so Apollo looked like he can go. This a little after hour ish, but Martell, you gone. You gone. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cremate your ass. I don't even want people. Let me stop. Martell out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and get busy with Apollo. You know, wear some protection. He looked like he can go. But Ralph, I think I marry Ralph as well, Chrissy, because he's currently in the basement. So if I could have him in the basement and be married to him, you know what I mean? That may not be
Yeah,
too
like
bad.
you just see, like Ralph was home. Ralph was on trips. Ralph was gone. She
Yeah,
ain't
he in
really have to deal
Florida.
with Ralph. Like Ralph is out the way.
For
Apollo
spending
is
your money.
Oh yeah,
wait.
no.
That was my next question. Was he?
And
He was working, right? Was he?
For
Does
spending
he not
Drew's
work?
money.
he say he the breadwinner, but he
I
told
thought
Drew
Ralph
money.
was making. I thought he made his own money. That's why I said I would marry Ralph. He got his. If he got his own money, he can go on out of town.
But if he got his
Apollo.
own money, why steal Drew money?
He stole him.
Yes, girl. Just like
It's
Martell did with Mel.
Martell did too. Martell is too. Martell has to go. Forgive me, Lord. Eulogy ready. Everything. Martell has to go.
Mm,
Bye.
you going to pick up the
There's
suit.
nothing about that man. If he was the last man on earth, I'm sorry, I go back gay. There's
Oh,
nothing about that man that's just appealing. Is Martell is just he's
all right.
everything that I would not want in a man. Nothing. No.
All
No.
right. All right. All right. We got Chrissy selections. Now look, I'm confused because Ralph on Real Housewives of Atlanta did say he's the breadwinner, taking care of everything. As Miss YBBG said with the comment on the screen, he
Hotel
pays,
said it too.
he pays all the bills. Okay. But I'm still confused because why you got to steal Drew money? You know what
Yeah,
I'm
we be lying, chit chat. Just like
saying?
Hotel said he was doing so much, and we already knew that he wasn't. Mel
Yeah,
was doing
yeah,
stuff.
he could be lying, child.
Yeah, I ain't
I
seen
ain't
no
gonna
proof of it.
right. I ain't gonna change
All
my answer
three,
again yet. Go
all
ahead. We
three
gotta get
are
to undef.
bad.
Huh? Go
I
ahead,
said
Chris.
all three of them are bad, but
All
out of
three
the
of
three, I still would say Ralph would be the best. Apollo flirted with a woman in front of Phaedra,
them.
allowed her to touch him.
She
He
flirted with her
turned
too.
on Phaedra. Yeah, he turned on Phaedra. Trying to get every. I don't like men like that. You get mad at me now. You want to be with the ops?
All right.
No.
All right. All three of them and my Birdman voice can go. All three of them. I keep changing my answer, child. Every time I look at their face. But I'm scared to even ask. Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie is coming, child. Aunt Debbie is coming. Aunt Debbie. You gotta F1, get down in the bedroom, make your toes curl just a little bit. You gotta marry one and unalive one. How you going on, Debbie?
All three of them are liars, cheaters, and thieves. And they ain't got nothing downstairs. So why I got to get out? Why I got to do all that? They ain't got nothing down there.
How
So
we
ain't no
know all of them ain't packing? Now we know Martell got a moose knuckle, but how
right.
we
But
know?
the other two don't look like they got nothing either from what I see.
Well, ain't
Ah,
no
no,
picture.
I ain't gonna be no marriage going on. You might well come visit me at Cook County because that baby do
Mm.
none of them. What I do though, I get with all three of them, create them, and put their ashes together and send them to where they need to be.
Damn, not together.
Yeah, they can be with each other because they ain't gonna be with me.
I knew it.
They don't look like they look like they can do nothing. I ain't be bothered with nobody. You got to get in the bed and do all the work. They ain't doing nothing. And plus, they liars and thieves. I can't trust them. I ain't be
So
able to do none of
Debbie,
that. Visit
in
me at Cook County.
in other words, you down with the SKR plan. You down to get the robot and end up looking like Fat Man Shabil.
No, I don't want no robot. I don't want them. I'll take the triple and go to the Cook County and come visit me.
I
You
will. I
know,
put money
I
in your
stay
book.
right there till I go to court. Just come visit me. Because I ain't be able to do none of them men because I'm telling you, I'm going to fight with each one of them. So we ain't going to, Baby, no, I won't look like him either.
All
Now,
right.
Apollo, let me see.
See, I
I
knew it
don't
on
like
deck.
yellow men, so I see he not my preference. And then Ralph, he lied to go somewhere and may not get his way back home. You know Martell gonna go out and be round the whole block. You
Ooh,
gonna
child.
stay at the doctor with him.
And
He could be my roommate.
let's not forget Martell comes with a side of coleslaw.
And yeah, he come with too much baggage and he ain't got no money. Ain't none of them got no money. Why I'm gonna be effing and going on? They ain't got no damn money. I can't F marry or do nothing.
With none of it.
But take them out.
All right.
You could be my roommate, Aunt Debbie.
Yep. I
I'll put
tell
some
you,
money
we'll be
on
on the
y'all
same
book.
ward.
Look, soon as I mention Fire Marshal Bill, look who in the comment section. Look at SKR. Look at SKR. Sis, we do not want you looking like Fire Marshal Bill. Leave that robot alone. All right, but look, and all, you know, just being real, this is not a good look for any of these guys because most times when people play this game, it is 3 bad choices. And over in them comment section, they saying all of them can go. All of them. A lot of people over there saying Apollo, though, you know. But this person said, and I know I removed it, all choices are diabolical. All of them. You know, so yeah, I really wouldn't, real talk, want any of them. We've seen what they've done to the women that they've been married to, not just girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But what are we? Yeah, we had a hour and 45, and I gotta come back tonight. So we gotta continue. Let me see what the chat is saying, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into this last topic. We've been talking about this for the past couple days. My heart feel better, but I'm still upset, and we're gonna talk about it. Let me see. Let me scroll up real quickly. They all should be locked in the basement with Ralph. Ooh, child. We ain't changing no Ken. Will that make a difference for you, J28? Would you want Ken? I was about to say, who is Ken? That's how far removed I am from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yeah, she be catching strays, Yazzie. Let's see. Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat? I would do neither. Martell already has the suit. Yeah, he got some suits that he could be buried in, child. I don't know if Ralph is worth a couple mil. Where? Where? Let's see. Miss Wynn said, yeah, he paid them bills with Drew's money. But overall, a lot of us in the chat said all 3 of them can go. And child, yeah, go ahead and cremate the child. But the majority of the vote is Martell, unalive, like on site. On site. Coleslaw, if you near child, you may catch a stray. So, you know. But yeah, I thought that was funny, but they should feel like crap because you got to be the lowest of the low to even make that type of list. So, you know, Square Biz, you Apollo, you doing what? You gonna marry him? Yvonne say they all look like lazy lovers. Oh, child, Pepper Love got a robot too. Ooh, Pepper Love, we're gonna have to talk about it next time, sis. Shout out to, first of all, Shedeur Sanders. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns for selecting him. But Shedeur has been used and abused over these past couple days. So again, they are organizing what they are calling aunties for Shedeur. And with the aunties for Shedeur, we ban out all his jerseys immediately. We supporting this man on the team that he's on. And naturally, there's a whole lot of people, but I will be an auntie for Shedeur. When I say that they use Shedeur, you could not turn on ESPN, NFL Network, any other sports channels. You could not look at any sports related YouTube channel, any sports related Twitter feed, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, Facebook, and for the whole draft. The only person that they were talking about was Shedeur. So I feel like not only was this a message to Shedeur's daddy that you ain't running shit, period. I think that they calculated this to get the ratings for the NFL draft. And one comment that I saw made complete sense. Naturally, people are interested in who gets selected, but the firestorm that this is caused, where people were glued to the TV. I had my channel. I told my sister this morning. My channel has been on ESPN since Thursday. I barely even watch TV. And millions of other people the same way. They use this young man for ratings, even with the pre-show of the NFL draft, the after show of the NFL draft, all of the above. The conversation was Shedeur. But I do want to show you all his reaction. I'm also going to refresh my screen over here on Twitter because they showed him jumping in the pool as well. Somebody making some noise. Mute up on the panel for me, please. Mute up on the panel for me, please. I don't know if that was ice. It was something, but that's all that it was about, Gia. Ratings, clicks, and views. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad. That's sad. But let's take a look at his initial reaction. I will say this. It was heartbreaking because he made this beautiful post draft day. The video was awesome. And, he had these visuals and this or that. He deleted that after not being selected the first day. I was sad because I felt like he deleted it for a reason. Throughout this whole journey, though, Shedeur remained positive. He remained talking about God. Woke up today, he said, I'm still hopeful or something to play in the NFL. God is the greatest, all of that. And I'm just happy that he was selected. So let's go ahead and take a look at when he found out today. Now that's his mom, Pilar. She's still at Deion's estate. All right, Shiloh in the middle. Please pick Shiloh. Please pick Shiloh today. What is Bossy's real name? Her name is I call her Bossy, but Bossy is in Huntsville. She goes to Alabama A&M, the school that Mel, Martell, Marceau, Tisha, and all of them. She transferred. She's now there. All right, let me refresh real quickly, guys. See if we can get the video. Also, when you are trending, and Shedeur has been trending, that's money for everybody as well. So everybody capitalized off of this young man. And I know we've been talking about it, but I want you all's thoughts on this. Let's see if I can find the video of him jumping in the pool real quickly. If not, okay, here you go.
It's time to take the plunge and get into the National Football League. It's time to take the plunge and get into the National Football League.
So I'm happy for him. Even when it comes to the display, Deion had it laid out the first night of the draft. That's when he should have been selected, and everybody was there. People have flown in and all of that. You guys saw right now that it was a much smaller crew on day 3. But shout out to Shedeur Sanders, and welcome to the Cleveland Browns. And then we're praying for Shiloh. I'm gonna take it up to the top, and then we're gonna be out of here. Simone. Hold on, Simone. Hold on, because I love this as well. I also reposted a video over there on my Instagram where it was Shedeur, Deion, and Shiloh. And they said God wasn't involved in this the devil. They was laughing and get good spirits. That was before he was selected. But Essence, this post was awesome. Essence said, a black man who knows his worth isn't a revolution. It's a realization of who he's designed to be. To Shedeur Sanders and every brilliant Black man, they'll try to humble you, that they tried to do. They'll try to dim your fire. They tried to do that. They'll try to clip your wings. Your confidence isn't arrogance, it's a birthright. Your talent isn't up for debate, it's destiny. They'll throw shade like trees in a storm, praying you forget you are the sun. Remember, the world can't dim what was divinely designed to glow. Oh, I love that. I love that. I really did. But let's get your thoughts, ladies. Simone, have you been tuned into all of this? Look, Jay-Z got a song called Still Negro, but the Igga word. And in it, he says, I'm not Black, I'm OJ. Because that's what OJ said before. OJ Simpson said, I'm not Black, I'm OJ Simpson. But in that still, still nigga, it don't matter if you are successful, if you rich, if you whatever. In a lot of the clear's eyes, you still Igga. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, first off, I'm glad he got selected. I'm glad he got drafted. I do believe he should have been in the first round, but I think unfortunately, I don't know if a lot of teams wanted to be surrounded with Deion. Deion is very opinionated, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't be who he is. I'm not saying that, but knowing, he's won at every level, every single level he's won. This is his son's chance. He's coached him well. He's here now. He's in the NFL. Personally, I think maybe he should have taken when he would speak about the situation, maybe say that, I coached him to this point. Now, I'm letting him, get into this world, and he's on, not on his own. He's still going to support him, of course, but I'm going to allow him to. This is his journey now, his journey into professional journey.
Yes.
But I think I since last night I've been looking at some of the commentary surrounding him, and he said some things that I can see maybe some owners and presidents of these teams would have been turned off. He is a lot. He is a big personality. People are drawn to him. They may not want all of the hoopla that comes around. And I'm not saying it's negative. Because I think he's a great coach, a decent person. But I think he comes with a level of arrogance, and not to say that he should dim his light or anything like that, but I think in this situation, in regards to his son and sons, he should have made public posts or statements saying, I've taught them well. I'm going to let them go out, and this is their journey, and I'm just going to sit back and watch and just be a supportive father. I think that would have, and also I do kind of wish he may have. I didn't realize he didn't go to the combine. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just learned that too. So that was in the face for a lot of them.
Yeah. So you got to show yourself as a team player. So that, and I'm kind of mixed on if he should have went to the draft, but not going to the combine and not going to the draft. That I think they just wanted to say, hey, we run this for real. We are, every owner who owns a team in the NFL is a billionaire. We run this. They effectively kept Kaepernick out. He wanted to play again. They have effectively kept him out. So, but I'm glad, but at the end of the day, I'm glad he's in there. I'm glad he got his spot, but he should have been first round and in that arena of getting that 40 million. But
I agree with everything that you said. Step back, Deion. Okay, that's what I want to say going forward. What Deion said, we'll look at it real quickly, just a little part of it when he was on Tamron Hall's show. He shouldn't have said this. Also, Deion, rightfully so, deserves all the accolades and all of that he's earned. Shedeur has earned them as well. But this was absolutely the big wigs, the big boys, letting Deion know you're not running shit.
Yep.
And they also let him know you are not bigger than the program. I'll say real quickly, Shedeur was they pranked him. It came out. Yeah, they called him, called the phone. When it comes to that, Deion Sanders came out and said he got that number for one reason, for the draft day. He only gave that number to coaches and GMs. So there's no way possible that somebody could have pranked them. One of those coaches, one of those GMs, somebody leaked that number to probably one of their kids, or they probably gonna do an investigation too. But somebody leaked that phone number and they pranked him. All of that was put out here to try to break them down. But it's time for Deion to step back. You've done a wonderful job. He's been involved in not only his son's lives, but kids from the time it was pee-wee football to grammar school to high school to college. Multiple boys he's made an impact on their lives. But when it comes to Shedeur's job now and Shiloh, if he gets selected, I'm praying that he does, you're not their coach anymore. You are strictly dad. You're strictly dad. So excellent point, Simone.
What do you think about Eddie George and his son? How that might fare? Because his son.
Hold on. Before I'll write it down. I gotta get everybody else's. We'll get to that, but that's a good point. I'll let you get your thoughts off on. Well, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say it'll be interesting in the next year or two when if I don't know, I don't know how good or bad a player he is, so I'll say that first. But if he is entering the draft, how it'll be handled. If he's good, I wonder if he will go where, quote unquote, the people are saying that he should go. You know what I mean? I would like to see, because Eddie George's approach to coaching is different. His approach to life period is different than how Deion's is. He's more, he's a good coach. He's a great coach. He just got a new job at Bowling Green, I believe. So I just want to say that. That's all.
No. And you're right. But Misha, what you said, I was just about to say this to Simone. Eddie George ain't Deion. So he's not coming out with Deion. He's not going to get it. He's an excellent player. Don't get me wrong. And you're right. He is a college football coach. College, right? Yeah. Right.
He just left Tennessee State and he's down at Bowling Green now.
Right. So he's not Deion. He doesn't come with the media storm that Deion comes with. The instant when Deion opened his mouth, everybody picking it up. So I don't think that his son will have this type of issue. You know what I'm saying? But what is it called? Nepotism?
Yes.
Nepotism is when somebody in your family is able to basically pass down or get you indoors you wouldn't normally get in. When it comes to Shedeur, that does not apply because the boy is talented, and that was my issue. His daddy may have a mouth. His daddy may have said this or that. Judge this boy on his talent and his talent only. Twan, he's definitely not the first NFL son to enter the draft. They punished Deion, this week, and unfortunately, Shedeur is the one that had to suffer the consequences. Let's take a look at something that Deion should have never said. You can't choose nothing, and they let him really, really realize that. Take a look.
Said that if the right team does not pick him, that you will intervene.
That's my son.
Did you guys hear that?
It's almost like you got a child that's going into an occupation that you already dominated in. Like, come
all right,
on.
I'm gonna stop it.
That's what I'm talking about, Chit Chat. That
no, hold on. Hold on, Simone, because that's what we all talking about. Oh shoot, what are you doing over here? Don't do this, Twitter. Hold on, guys. I mean TikTok. Only thing I tried to do was rewind it. Let me exit out and go back in. Hold on.
But you have said that
if right, hold on. Because you have
said that if the right team
let me turn this all the way up as well because the volume is low. But take a listen. This was a mistake, Deion Sanders. This was a mistake.
But you have said that if the right team does not pick him, that you will
Intervene. That's my son. It's almost like you got a child that's going into an occupation that you already dominated in. Like, come on. And you don't think I'm not gonna sit there like a navigational system and tell him take a right there, take a left right there, take a no. Like, that's who I'm called to do. That's my son. I'm not gonna let my son get down in no foolishness.
But you and I both know these coaches, these owners, right? You've been in the rooms.
Right.
The owners, billionaire owners,
yes,
will often say, well, this is a young man who should be making his own decisions. He's got this helicopter dad.
Not my son. and we ain't in no helicopter. Yeah.
So
Giants definitely ain't no helicopter.
Giants are you're in it. So have you told him privately who you would like for him to play for?
It's not like that.
Okay.
Like, it's not like who I would like for him to play for. It's a couple teams that I won't allow him to play for. So it's not like that. But this is my profession. I know what's behind the curtain. We ain't got to get back there for me to understand what's behind the curtain and what's not prominent for my son. I'm not doing it.
And if he doesn't listen to you?
Who? You must mean owners, like, not my son. Like, my son knows my voice and he understands that I've done this and done that. Like, my kids respect their father because they know their father ain't perfect, but their father's always been present.
All right. Hold on. Let me get my thoughts. And Simone, I'm gonna get your thoughts, and then we definitely moving on. We had 2 hours. Shout out to those of you that are watching. Please click that like button if you haven't already. What Deion said, parts of that in that was not wrong. But what Tamara said is right. That young man is now being coached by somebody other than you. And because of, to me, what Deion said in this moment, and he said it over and over again, they proved the point to him. You're not running nothing. You cannot select where your son going. And it's unfortunate. I don't think, and nothing wrong with Cleveland. I don't think that was Shedeur's selection. So I think what they did was purposely make him wait. And then when you waiting, all you want to do is be picked up. It don't matter who. I think that was done purposely, mainly because of what Deion said right there. You know, you control a lot of things, Deion. You do not control who your son is going to play for. Money can't bad. None of that. You can't go offer nobody, even though I wish he can with Shiloh. Please pick up Shiloh. I wish he can throw somebody a couple million. Please pick up my son. But other than that, you ain't running shit. Give me your thoughts real quick on that, Simone, and then we go into Sean.
That right there was exactly what I was referring to. That is something, I think what he said was correct, but that should have been said in the barbershop, in his office, in his home, not in front of the media. They all know he's going to be, everything he said, they know he's going to be present and give his son advice and support. That is known. But saying it like that, with that bravado, with that boldness, and basically, you know, they don't want to hear that. They don't want that coming around with Shedeur. They just don't want to hear that. And some of them don't like him, you know, basically. The team that he did go to, from what I heard, when he got announced, when he got drafted, Deion has ex-teammates, that is the president and our general manager and other people in place are all ex-teammates of him, so they have a good relationship with him. They went out to dinner recently with Shedeur and the one Travis, the one that got picked in the first round, that's coached at Colorado. So he just shouldn't have said that. And plus, I think Deion doesn't have anyone around him to tell him anything. Although I don't disagree with anything he says, he needs someone to be like, pull the reins back just a little bit, continue to, you know, coach and do what you do, but sometimes you need to shut up.
I agree.
when in the public. You know, say that stuff, everything you said, say it at the kitchen table, say it at the barbershop, say it at home, you know, amongst family, and no social media, no TV in your, no camera in your face. But don't say it out so they can hear it. They already assume it anyway.
Yeah, good points. Good points. And I totally agree. Look, somebody in the comments saying Deion is not wrong. Deion is not wrong. And again, he's not wrong, but he can't control that. You're not running nothing. And if he was able to control that, Shedeur would have been picked first round. Deion had the big setup at home with rappers and everybody, family, beautiful setup, but that was wrong because that also sent a message to them. If you want your son to be a part of this organization where all of these young men are considered teammates and equals and all of that, he should have been at that draft. I'm glad he wasn't, because my feelings was hurt. So I could only imagine his if he would have been live and in person with that disappointment. But you're separating him, and they don't want that. You know, 1 point, Simone. Excellent. LaDawn, you up, sis? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Simone. You know, I think it's not the fact that you being there for your son and helping you guide your son, but what we do at an early age is instill things in them, and in the hopes that when they get older, they'll go out there on their own and remember the things that we instilled in them and make the right choice, because we're not going to be there to hold their hand every step of the way. But what I see with Deion, in my opinion, is he's overboard. Like he said to her, no, you don't know my kid. My kids listen to me. If I say, you know, even if it's a job that my daughter or my sons go to, a job interview, and I say, oh, I don't really like that place, but it's their goal and their stepping stone. I'm just going to be there for them and give them advice how to maneuver, do things until they move to the next level in their life. I'm not going to say, don't take this opportunity because I don't like that person or that team or whatever. You can say, okay, let me see the contract before you sign it so I can help you make the right choice.
Right.
You can say, let me, you know what I'm saying? You can do it that way at home and still be there to guide your son and be there for him. But the way you're saying is like you got full control. If their coach tell them one thing and you say, I don't care, I don't agree with your coach is saying, my son's going to listen to me, that disrupts the team. It is a team sport, whether we like it or not. We don't care what he dominated. We don't care, because a lot of times what these athletes do, singers and actors, when their kids follow in their footsteps, they expect the same outcome for them. You can be good, you can be great, you know, but it's a different time and you may not have the same result. There are plenty of talented people that wasn't able to go far due to attitude, you know, that could have went further, you know, and people may not like to hear it, but it's the truth. The father is the problem, and he is the reason why that boy didn't get picked in the first round. And I believe that's why it was so much media coverage, because even people that didn't like, that don't watch football on a regular, knew this kid's credentials. They knew he was qualified and he was the one for the positions, and he should have got picked first round. So the outrage and the people keeping up with the story is like, this is unbelievable. Something else is going on. And not only that, who else's name was in the mix of all of this going viral? Deion. Deion is the biggest problem. And that's one thing a lot of people have in common with this whole thing is the reason why he was being humbled at no fault of his own is because of his father. And if that don't speak volumes, then I don't know what does. He's going overboard. It don't got nothing to do with, oh, I'm the greatest father. I'm there. I'm not perfect. Yeah, but they becoming grown men now, and you're not going to always be there for them to make these choices. So you got to just be their guide and protect them that way, and not allow them to make decisions on your gut feeling.
Yeah. Oh, excellent, LaDawn. Totally agree. And look, we all know what a lot of you guys are putting in the comment section, that Deion has been there, done that, had his experiences, know the tricks of the trade, and know, don't do this, do that, don't go here, do this or whatever. But when it comes to Shedeur's career, you have to have enough faith that you know that you've done everything correct when it comes to raising your child. You've already instilled in him the values and everything. Have some confidence in him. Let him know you gonna be all right. And any decision, Shedeur is still gonna run it past his father. Deion can't be vocal about that. You just cannot. You know what I'm saying? And you should be able to. But however, Deion is Deion. Deion is different than the average dad that may try to get some type of attention and start a YouTube channel and say, I don't want my boy to go through this. They probably gonna get 100 views. Deion gonna get 2 million views. So let him go ahead on and live life. I agree with you, LaDon, when it comes to, look, Shedeur don't even need the money. That's why I'm glad that he'll just be able to play. He don't need the money. But when it comes to contracts and all of that, Deion can step in and negotiate it and all of that. Nikki, I saw a comment from Nikki. Where is it? Nikki. Let me scroll up. So basically, them in past and present picking kids with troubled past, but it's a problem for outspoken dads. Hilarious. His dad knows some of these teams are not good for our Black kids. I do not disagree with you at all. That's our main point. That's why a lot of us been upset since Thursday when he wasn't picked in the first 10, because they have picked boys that had DV issues or driving under the influence or numbers and numbers of different reasons that I could say they have picked them. So the bigger issue is why they skipped Shedeur. Not only day one, not only round 2, 3, and he was selected in 4. Come on now. So it's bigger than that. Do I think that Deion Sanders is the, I got Shedeur spelled wrong on my title. I got to fix that. Do I think that Deion is the sole cause or reason? No. But he absolutely, just based off of who he is, period. You know, look, Shedeur was born into this lifestyle. Born millionaire. Dad was. Born living in mansions, born having a dad that was boisterous and came out very vocal and all of that. That's all he know. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's ball out time. Do the damn thing, Shedeur. And I'm glad that he was picked up. You know, God don't make no mistakes. And I think that he will. A lot of those teams, coaches, GMs, all of that, they'll regret this decision as far as just trying to publicly humiliate Deion and Shedeur. And you know, they'll have to regret it. The boy gonna ball. So that's all in the end that matters. Let's get Carissy's thoughts on it.
Cool out. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, well, first of all, congratulations to Shedeur, but I'm gonna have to disagree with y'all on this one. And I agree with what Nikki said. Like, as far as Deion goes, maybe he does need to take a step back vocally. However, he does need to be present. I don't feel like it has anything to do with the contracts. Just like you said, Chit Chat, he got a prank call. You know, they tried to prank him, then they waited a while to go ahead and select him. And like you said, it was them trying to stick it to Deion and try to prove a point, which is even more reason why he needs to be there for his son. Like, regardless to his age, he's still his child. And regardless to what we instill in our children and the route we try to, you know, make sure they go and they go the right direction, when he's away from his father and his parents, he may be exposed to things that we don't know about. For instance, like, and that's stuff that Deion knows about. So it's not about the contracts. It's about what he know the world his son is about to enter in. He does not need to let his off of him.
Okay, hold on right there, because so far you haven't said anything that any of us have said.
Right.
You said he should step back vocally. We said that. We never said that we don't want Deion present in his life, but Deion is no longer his coach. So when it comes to the expectations of what they want out of Shedeur on that field, Deion has to step back. Go ahead.
But even vocally, like, and the only reason I feel like he needs to step back vocally is because, just like you said, he doesn't have any control over it. But it's the fact that is them being able, like, as far as us go, is shut up, sit. And that's the only reason I'm saying maybe he does need to step back vocally. Like, if I feel like if his son wouldn't be targeted, then yeah, he should speak up. Keep speaking, say the things that you need to say. But because we're conditioned and programmed to not say certain things and to be looked at a certain type of way, that's the only reason I'm saying he needs to step back vocally. Because if Deion, if truth be told, if he was a clear father, or someone of a different race, it would be looked at as, this is a good man, he's sticking up for his child. But because he's black, it's, oh, he's boisterous, oh, he's sitting here, he's too controlling, he needs to step back a little bit. But if he was someone else or a different race, then it wouldn't be looked at that way. Like,
That's
honestly, I don't feel like he needs to stop.
That's what we saying. I'm just waiting on where the disagreement. You say you disagree with us. Go ahead. I'm waiting for you to say it.
Well, maybe I took it wrong because it just sounded like you guys were saying like he just need to step back and let his son make his own decisions.
No,
And
let his son, hold on, because I want to make sure you clear. Because Simone said it, LaDon said it, I said it so far. We the only one that spoke. Let him do his job. The values that Deion instilled in him, Shedeur gonna talk to his daddy several times a day, just like he always has. But Deion can't run what they expect out of him. That's all we saying. Step back in that. Deion don't even have it in him to see his son being treated a different way once he's on his team and all of that. Absolutely speak out about that if push come to shove. But we saying the same thing. Step back vocally. It almost cost him not being drafted, period. Go ahead.
Okay, well, then I guess we're on the same page. I was taking it a different way because it to me it kind of sounded like, okay, well, Deion, you need to just step back and let him, make his own decisions. And I'm not even sure how old Shedeur is, but at this point, like, it's kind of like with the artist, kind of sort of, because every time we see those kid stars grow up and then they go the wrong way, and people like, well, where are the parents, where were the parents? And I just feel like, I don't see anything that Deion said wrong. I don't think he was out of place. The games that was played with his child was out of line. But I honestly don't see anything that he did wrong. But congratulations to Shedeur. I'm glad that he did get picked, but I honestly don't see anything that Deion did wrong.
All right. I think and look, that's just one clip. I think we're on the same page. Most of all of us up here are black, and nothing against clear. I'm definitely not against clear at all, but we've seen the differences not only in this space. I got a Pink Diva said something like this last night, but there was another guy that said this, and I'm gonna read it real quick because this is all that it is. He says Shedeur Sanders' story is ours too. Outperform them and still get overlooked. We've seen that ish out of our whole lives. Look, it's bigger than Deion, but I do think that we got to realize Deion was an exceptional NFL player, decorated career, played baseball as well. But a lot of times behind the scenes, there's some shit that's going on. There's some talks. There could have been some arguments. There could have been something. They said that, and I can't think exactly what it was. I got a good post. I'll read this. I'll tell you guys a little bit more. But they said that Deion said something, and after he said that, a lot of these coaches, and it came out, allegedly had this supposed to have been secret phone call amongst each other. And, they basically said that, we're going to put a stop to this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say it in a way, but it was based off of what Deion Sanders had said. So let's see. Dog it. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I can't. But anyway, no, Chrissy, we are on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Continue to be the present dad that you've always been. But Deion, when he started the NFL, it was based off of a fresh experience. Let this be fresh from him. But anything that's not feeling right to Shedeur or whatever, we know he gonna talk to his dad, and we know that his dad is gonna come out and raise hell like he should. Don't raise it in it. Don't raise it in advance though. Don't raise it by saying, I'm gonna pick the team that my son is gonna play, or there's some teams that my son will not play on. Your son almost didn't play for anybody.
Right.
So we just saying step back a little bit, vocally and your presence. Step back,
Allow him to get his foot in the door before coming out with all that,
That's it. And look,
And-
I'll tell you this. They shut him up because Deion Sanders again is one that will go live in a minute, one that has access to any news media outlet. They will put a mic in front of him ASAP and tune him into the world. Deion was quiet after day one.
Yes.
Deion didn't say much after day one. Deion understood exactly what the hell they was doing, and I'm grateful that he stepped back, and didn't say anything, because in the end, Shedeur would have suffered. But great points, Chrissy.
Chrissy, she I understand where you're coming from, but I think we all are on the same page. I think Chrissy is kind of looking at the nuances that Deion knows about the league, about these owners, about these coaches, and some of the games that they will play to lessen his value so they don't have to pay him, some of the things that they will quote unquote create, hopefully nothing as deep as the Shannon situation, but they will do things to devalue you so they can offer you less in a contract situation.
That was my whole thing, because it's like, not please Lord, not the Shannon situation, but aside from that, it's just, I just look at it like Deion knows the ins and outs of it, right? Like things that we don't know. Yeah, so I just took it as he was just like, okay, no, this team wouldn't be a good fit for him. That team would, and like you said, Chit, they made sure he knew, like, nah, you don't choose, we choose, and that's another form of shut up, sit back, take it. Like that's the crazy part about it. That's what I meant.
Yeah, no, we agree with you. Who would disagree with that? We agree with that. We do. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I'll start with this because I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. Our Hazy, or I think that's it. Do we really gotta talk about Archie Manning Clear? Do we really gotta talk about the Manning's daddy Clear? Ain't nothing to talk about. We already know what's up.
Exactly.
Everybody, Deion is not clear. That's the point. So yeah, I do think that again, praise God that he was selected. Praise God that Deion shut up over these past couple days. And honestly, I do think going forward, Deion is going to be careful because he's fuming right now.
Oh yes.
He's pissed right now. And I just think it's a shame. Look, the bigger picture is there are enough of the Black entertainers, athletes, and everybody else that's making these millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. In a perfect world, what I would like to see is everybody strike. There is no NFL without ours. There is no NBA without ours. And if y'all don't change how shit is done, then we gonna take the money that we made and we gonna make our own leagues. Until then, we not running shit.
Yeah.
Everybody just gotta realize that we're not.
But see how they have made him, he's gone quiet, and it just shows you he has no one around him that will check him on maybe keeping his mouth shut in certain situations. You know what I mean?
Beforehand, you're talking. He's quiet
now.
Beforehand.
Before this happened. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We know what that is. You got
exactly.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? We know Deion. And Debbie, I'm coming. We know Deion. Again, when I said very boisterous and all of that, that's just Deion's DNA. That's what he's made up. Prime time, any prime time show means that is the hour that people are watching. Everybody.
Right.
This man's name is Prime Time.
Yes.
They've never liked that. And again, this was a clear message. You're not running shit. And it's unfortunate because he's still going to have to be careful with what he has to say. I'm sure Deion would love to come out right now and say that was bullshit the way y'all did my son. That was bullshit. Y'all waited to day 3. Y'all saw that he got this award that nobody got. You guys seen what he was able to do at Colorado. They had one damn win. My son came in there and changed that whole program around. He can't say it. Because now that Shedeur has been selected, now he got to be able to be put in position where he's able to prove himself, where he's able to be this exceptional player that we know that he is. So it's really a message to Deion. Look, father your kids. That's not what any of us are saying. But at some point, kids grow up and be men. Let this boy just be a man and go ahead and do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying?
That's on Deion head right now. He's so mad.
Yeah, he can't say nothing. I saw it all in his face. I saw it all in his face. You know, they have let you know. Yeah, you just signed that. They just gave you $53 million over there at Colorado to continue to coach. Yeah, you got the money. Yeah, you got the fame. Yeah, you this. Yeah, you that. You not running this. Okay? So, excellent point. It's very unfortunate. It is. And look, we can remove the whole Deion and Shedeur conversation. We could apply it to our everyday lives. What we've experienced when working. I told my sister today, my daddy worked for the city in Chicago. And my daddy was my daddy. So that means that he was at the age where, you know, a lot of black and white issues and all of that was going on. Then he was able to see a change. But when it comes to the time when it was time for my daddy to retire, he said, I'm going to get you in my position, talking to me. I'm going to get you in my position. The reason why my daddy said that, because his co-workers clear were able to do that. They retired, their kids stepped into whatever position that they had. I didn't get that position. So, you know, unfortunately, it's different strokes because of the genetic makeup of what we've gone through in this country. And in 2025, we still going through the same damn thing. Ain't shit changed. We may have a little more money in our pockets. You know, these athletes, these entertainers and all that, y'all may be making millions, but when push comes to shove, they still running shit. That's a big problem. Let's get to Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie, take us home.
I'm happy the young man got selected. You know, thank God for that. You know, but now you see what I meant when I say parents can mess up opportunities for their children with their mouths. That's what I meant by that. They made that young man wait all the way, you know, or whatever. I think, Deion, it's all right to give your children advice when they ask you, but let him go on his way and get with Cleveland. Let him go through their program and listen to the coach and stand back and be a father. Don't be a football coach. Just be a dad. Be there when your child needs you, because you know you raised him right. He know right from wrong. Now it's time for him to live. Even though they know right from wrong, kids make mistakes. But you have to let them make that mistake so they can learn from them. We all want to shield our children, but it comes a time when they get grown, you have to let them go. Let that bird fly.
Let it fly.
You know, you done gave him all the knowledge. You have shared, you have taught him. He knows. He know if he needs you, that you there for him. But let him go. Keep your mouth closed, because like I said, sometimes parents can open up their mouths and mess up opportunities for their children. And you got 2 boys trying to come in the league. Be humble, be quiet, and trust the process.
That's it, Aunt Debbie?
That's it.
All right. Excellent advice. Excellent panel. Excellent discussion. And none of us were wrong. None of us were wrong. I want to read this comment. Did I just start? Nanny, totally agree with this. Black men don't like to take ownership. Now, that part I'm gonna stop real quick. I don't know if I believe that because they don't have the opportunity to own. You know what I'm saying? They may get a little small percentage. Jay-Z is I don't know the team off my head right now, but he owns a small percentage in one of these teams. He ain't running shit. Okay, you can't control nothing. So it looks good. I'm an NFL team owner, but you're not controlling shit. So I don't know if it's they don't like to take ownership. The opportunity is not there for them to. But what you say right here, there's no way the NBA and NFL should be still controlled by clear folks with the domination of the black athletes for so many decades now. So that's fact, all fact. And what it will take, unfortunately, a lot of people are not willing to give that up. It will take them, again, taking a standing with each other, which means I ain't going to be getting this money in. They're not going to do it for that reason. In order for you to take a stand, that 45 million that they offered, you can't get that. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad to witness. We know the deal. We've been knowing the deal since that boy was not picked in the top 10, and it's been heartbreaking to watch over these past couple days, but it's just a lesson to us. And look, it ain't over. Hopefully we'll see some change in our time. It ain't over, but damn, it's like our ancestors fought for a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
And we got 2-3 generations that then came after that. You mean to tell me we still going through this? You know what I mean?
I think it's PTSD from slavery, chit chat. I really do. I think a lot of things, people don't want to look at it like that, but a lot of things are derived down from slavery.
PTSD for who?
For us not being able to come together and create our own businesses or teams, and in this situation, having ownership of a team, because once we get it, they'll create some sort of way to sabotage it and get yanked away from us. So it's rough, but I think a lot of things boil down to they only want to see us go so far before they yank it or they sabotage us in some sort of way.
Yeah, I agree partially, and I'll tell you why. I don't think we have PTSD because we can't come together. We can't come together. We can't come together. If Deion Sanders put his money up right now, and Jay-Z and LeBron, I'll just take those three that got a substantial amount of money, they not gonna let them buy no NFL team. So the only way that we can really come together again is something totally separate. You're not going to make no change in the NFL, period. But when it comes to PTSD, I think that the disrespect that we've witnessed and have witnessed and experienced throughout our lifetimes, the blatant racism that we've experienced and all of that, that's what caused PTSD. Again, my great grandmama went through this shit. That's what Deion could say. My granddaddy went through this in a different manner, but the same damn thing. Blatant racism, blatant. You are still what Jay-Z said, Igga. Real quick, Simone, we got to get out of here. What's your response?
Well, I mean, I agree, but then also we did create our own. If we go back to the towns, we talk about Tulsa, we talk about Florida, but it was many more towns that we created our own. But what did they do? They came in and they attacked us. They sabotaged us. They created falsehoods, lies about a clear person being unalived or SA'd. So we have done that. But I think it just goes back to they get jealous and they want to sabotage what we have created. We should be billionaires. Tulsa should be booming. You know what I mean? Booming. So we have created our own, but when we create our own, they yank it from us by doing, creating laws and taking our property. It was a black couple out in California that owned I'm saying Malibu. It wasn't Malibu, but it's some area. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and the city just came around recently in the last few years and admitted to what they did, and now they're trying to figure out how much they owe the descendants.
Well, they already paid the descendants.
Oh, they did. Okay.
And although it was millions, it was pennies.
Exactly.
That is prime land.
Exactly.
And the descendants should have held out. What you're saying is not wrong, but again, what you said is we created Tulsa. We did, and they took it. So still, that's not PTSD from what we did. That's PTSD from what they did. But we'll continue this, Simone. Join me tonight over there on Patreon. We're going to be over there. Okay. We also are watching Real Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow. For those of you in the chat, if you are not a member on my Patreon channel where it goes down, please make sure to join. I'll drop the link in the chat. But meet me tonight. It's a late night. Tonight is after hours, and I think I'm scheduling that because I went over a little bit more than I thought I would be here, but this was amazing, and I loved every bit of it. I think it's going to be 7 p.m. my time, which is 9 p.m. Central. So take a nap. Take a nap. Meet me on over there tonight. To the panel. Simone, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Kiki with Chrissy came on up on this panel, baby, and dropped it like it was hot. Thank you so much, Chrissy. And Aunt Debbie. I'm gonna go ahead and play Aunt Debbie's theme song real quickly.
Hey, I don't give a fuck by none of that shit. By none of that shit. I don't give a fuck by none of that shit.
Aunt Debbie's theme song, baby. Aunt Debbie, thank you as well for joining me. To the chat. You guys were awesome. I am so sorry. When I'm in the thick of things, I don't even be clicking the comments. But I am going to go back and read them. If it is something that you want me to see, please drop it down in the comment section of this live. But thank you guys for joining me for this Saturday morning Hot Topics. This was amazing. We may do this again tomorrow morning. If you did not hit the like button on your way in, please go ahead. Hit that like button on your way out. Shout out to each and every cutie that was here. Thank you guys for joining me. Shout out to the cutie crew. We coming. Vegas trip is on. And shout out to my cutie mods. I love you guys, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT.